Even before you opened the door, you could smell that something was amiss. Now that it is open, the smell is overwhelming. The source is more than a score of bodies piled up in the room, their flesh rotting away. These bodies are trophies brought back by the orcs from their conflict with the reptilians. There are a total of 23 bodies here, 17 kobolds and 6 troglodytes in varying states of decay, all of which have been stripped of anything they might have been carrying in life. Examination of the bodies shows that their wounds to have been caused by sharp-edged weapons. The smell of decay is strong enough to require a DC 15 Fortitude Save from every living creature that enters the room. Failing a save causes the creature to become sickened, a -2 penalty on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks for the duration of their stay in the room, as well as for the 1d4 rounds thereafter. Any living creature spending more than a single round in the room is also subject to catching an airborne variant of filth fever. The door to this room is trapped with burning hands. Any time a tiny or larger creature touches the face of the door, the trap is triggered, shooting flames in a cone-shaped burst of 15 feet from the center of the door. You disable the trap. Encounter orc warriors. The orcs are in the room. The orcs break out into grunts and chuckle amongst themselves and claim ignorance if confronted. There are at least 2 of them. These ones seem a little bit more confident than the 3 you already killed in cold blood. You slay these 2 orcs that were overconfident. In the next room, rotting barrels, moldy crates, and disintegrating sacks with mushrooms embedded in them line the left wall of this room, leaving a 5-foot wide passageway along the right wall directly in front of the door. There are dozens of barrels, crates, and sacks lining the wall extending into the western end of the room. They are piled up in an organized fashion, to say the least, and most of them have been opened. The barrels have their tops staved in, and the crates' boards torn away, and the sacks are ripped open, some of their contents spilling onto the ground. As in room A4, the sacks are covered in black mold and mushroom colonies. Although the barrels and crates are not so afflicted, the items are stacked so haphazardly that anyone moving a barrel or crate must succeed a DC 13 dexterity check or release a cloud of spores from one of the sacks nearby. Moving a sack causes the sack to disintegrate, spilling its contents on the floor and releasing the mold into the air. If you are bold enough to rifle through the contents anyway, you find the barrels contain vinegar, still good. You put the vinegar into your inventory with the painting you took. Searching the room carefully, you find a gold ring. Probably something to sell to a pawn shop, if you ever make it out of here. Any tiny or larger creature that enters the north-south hallway leading to room A6 triggers an acid arrow trap. The proximity trigger covers the entire hallway to the door, but not beyond it. Any creature that remains in the hall after the trap resets triggers the trap again. Coils of rope, barrels with nails, and open crates of tools are lined up against the walls. Although the air is damp, there is no mold on any of the items. You have to dodge acid arrows down the hallway. Once you cross the hallway, you enter into former troglodyte quarters. The heavy smell of stale air greets you as you open the door to this large room. Bits of dry grass as well as larger hunks lay all over the floor as if a tornado recently tore through a meadow. This room was occupied by a small group of troglodytes, who treated it much like their former cave home. They were among the first victims of the orcs when relations among the humanoids went sour. Given their uncivilized nature, they used it not only as their sleeping place, but for everything else, although they kept those activities to the southeastern corner. The smell of a body odor, along with the remnants of a troglodyte stench, are eye-wateringly powerful, and any living creature that enters the room must succeed a DC 12 Fortitude Save or become nauseated. That is to say, unable to attack, cast spells, or do anything requiring concentration, can only take a single move action per turn, for as long as it is in the room and for 1d4 rounds after it leaves the room. The dried grass bits are remnants of mats that the troglodytes used as sleeping mats and were destroyed during the fighting in this room. You find dried drips and small pools of blood in various places about the room.